Hello, I'm Kanako, a Japanese culture instructor. I will teach you the history of Japanese curry from now on. Back in the 18th century, Warren Hastings is said to have brought curry spices back from India to the UK for the first time. At the beginning of the 19th century, Cross and Blackwell, commonly known as C&B, completed the mixed spice and started selling it as curry powder. Then, crossing the sea around 1870, curry powder landed in Japan at that time in the early Meiji era, that is, when the world of samurai was over. The Japanese food at that time was simple: rice, miso soup, and pickles. It was a meal that ate almost no meat other than fish. Therefore, it seems that it was a big culture shock from the eating habits of Japanese people at that time. There are the following episodes. Kenjiro Yamakawa, the first Japanese physicist, had the opportunity to eat curry on board while studying in the United States. However, he avoided curry and ate only rice. Curry was introduced in a recipe book in 1872. One of them, Seo Ryuri Shirnan, was a recipe using green onion and shrimp, snapper, oysters, and brown frog meat. Another recipe, Seo Ryuri Tsu, is a recipe for green onion and mutton. They didn't fit the Japanese taste very well and were improved. Onions, Western carrots, and potatoes, which were not in Japan until then, became popular at the end of the 19th century. They happened to match the curry powder that appeared in the same era, and in the Taisho era around 1910, the basic recipe for Japanese curry was completed. Beef, pork, and chicken are the standard curry recipes for home use in Japan today. When eating out, basically, beef is used for European-style curry, and chicken is used for Indian-style curry. From here, curry becomes a food familiar to Japanese people. I will introduce it in the chronological table. In 1905, Yahei Imamura, the second generation of Yamatoya, the predecessor of Hachi Foods, produced the first domestic curry powder and sold it as Hachi curry. Dry curry is said to have started in the 1910s when the cook of NYK Line's Mishima Maru developed it for customers who have no appetite. In 1923, Minejiro Yamazaki, founder of SB Foods, one of the two major curry makers, produces the first purely domestic curry flour. In 1926, Seisuke Urakami of House Foods Urakami Shoten, at that time, another of the two major curry makers, manufactures curry powder. In 1927, Shinjuku Nakamura opened a restaurant and started a menu of pure Indian curry that separates rice and curry. This curry is also the first authentic Indian curry in Japan that is particular about spices. 1927 is also the year when curry bread was sold at the well-established bakery Mikado, now Katoriya. The war began in 1941, and food regulations stopped the production of each manufacturer. At the end of the war in 1945, Misu Ichiro Hoshino started the curry business, later Oriental, and commercialized the first curry roux instant curry. 1950, Japan's first solid curry roux appears from Bell Foods. Until then, it was necessary to melt the flour on a frying pan and mix it with the curry flour, but curry roux has saved the work and made it easier for housewives to make curry. Since then, other curry companies have commercialized curry roux and rapidly transformed into national food. Katsu curry was born in 1948 when a professional baseball player, Shigeru Chiba, ordered it at a Western restaurant, Grill Switzerland. In 1960, Glico, a large company competing for market share with two major curry makers, released One Touch Curry. The product was developed from the know-how of chocolate making unique to a company that is very famous for sweets. The conventional curry roux is large and hard, so it was shaved with a kitchen knife, but it can be broken by hand and has evolved into a plate-shaped curry roux that melts easily. The first retort pouch curry was born in 1968. Bong Curry, the world's first commercial retort pouch curry developed by Otsuka Foods, is still a popular product loved by Japanese people. Retort pouch curry, which does not require cooking, expanded its market and overtook curry roux in 2017. Curry appeared in 1982 as the first school lunch, and January 22 was established as Curry Day. In 2002, soup curry from Hokkaido became a boom all over Japan. Since the 2010s, butter chicken curry and green curry have been very popular. In 2017, spice curry from Osaka became a nationwide boom. Now in 2022, keema curry is booming in Japan. This is all for my introduction of Japanese curry history. The popularity of curry in Japan will continue in the future. Thank you for your viewing.